She stood by the riverbank again, but the air was brighter, golden. The water shimmered like glass. Women dressed in white were singing and dancing around the stream, their voices sweet and haunting. In the middle of the river stood a woman. Her beauty was otherworldly, her hair flowing down her back like black silk. Around her neck hung a necklace made of green stones that glowed faintly. Ada took a step forward. "Who are you?" The woman turned slowly. Her eyes were calm, deep, and sorrowful. "I am Noni Mary, the bride of the river," she said. "And you are of my blood." Ada's mouth fell open. "Your blood? I don't understand." "Long ago," the woman said, "your mother made a promise she could not keep." "My mother?" "Yes. When she was young, she came to this river, desperate for a child. The spirit of the serpent heard her cry and granted her a daughter. But she swore that when that child turned 18, she would bring her back to the water, to serve as a bride of the river." Ada's knees trembled. "No, that's not true. My mother would never." "She forgot her promise," the woman continued softly. "And so the serpent came for you himself." Ada's breath came in short bursts. "So that's why? The mark on your body, the child you carried, they are the signs of the covenant she broke." Tears filled Ada's eyes. "Why me? I didn't ask for this." "Because the river remembers every word ever spoken to it," the woman said. "The serpent does not forgive. But there is still a way to break the bond." Ada's heart lifted slightly. "How?" "When the moon turns red, take the serpent's child to the water. Speak his name, and he will come. Then choose your freedom or his peace." The woman's image began to fade, the golden light dimming around her. "Wait!" Ada shouted. "Tell me his name." But the woman's voice was already distant. "The river knows it, if you have the courage to listen." And then everything went black. When Ada opened her eyes again, she was back in the hut. The fire was gone, and the old man was nowhere to be found. Only the faint smell of smoke lingered in the air. Ada screamed. She dropped her bag and fell to her knees, staring at the empty space. The little green snake inside her bag wriggled out and began slithering toward the spot. "No," she cried. "Stop." But the snake didn't listen. It circled the tree 3 times, then slid into a small opening in the ground. Ada's heartbeat thundered in her ears. She could hear her own breath, shallow, fast, desperate. And then she heard it again, that deep, chilling voice. "Welcome back, Ada." From the root of the tree, the giant green serpent rose, its scales glowing faintly in the dark. Its eyes shone like 2 burning emeralds. Ada stumbled backward, shaking her head. "No. Leave me alone," she cried. "You cannot run from what you are," the serpent hissed. "My mark is upon you. My blood flows in your veins." "I don't understand," she shouted. "I didn't ask for this. I just wanted to fetch water." The serpent's voice softened, almost like a whisper. "That night, you came to the river at the sacred hour, the hour of binding. I chose you because your heart was pure, and because your mother once made a promise she could not keep." Ada froze. "My mother?" "Yes," the serpent said, its body coiling around the tree. "Long ago, she begged the river spirits for a child. She promised to offer her first daughter in return, but she broke that promise." The serpent leaned close, its voice low and thick like smoke. "You are that daughter, Ada. You were never fully human. You are mine, half flesh, half spirit." Ada's lips trembled. "No, no, you're lying. Look inside yourself," the serpent said. "You already feel it. The child you carry is not of man or beast, it is of the river." Ada fell to her knees, clutching her stomach. Tears streamed down her face. "Please," she begged, "I don't want this curse. I just want to live a normal life." Then do what I command, the serpent said. Bring the child to the river on the 7th night after its birth. Only then will your soul find peace. The silence before dawn. When Ada opened her eyes again, she was lying at the edge of the stream. The morning sun had begun to rise, painting the sky orange. Her clothes were wet, her head heavy. Had it all been a dream again? She looked around. The bag was still there. The little snake lay curled beside it, silent and still. Her heart ached as she picked it up. "What are you?" she whispered. "Why me?" The snake didn't move. Ada returned home quietly. Her mother was outside, pounding yam. When she saw her daughter, she gasped and ran to her. "Ada, where have you been?" she cried. "We searched all night." I lost my way," Ada murmured. Her mother touched her face gently. "My child, don't ever go near that stream again. That place, it is not ordinary." Ada nodded silently, but in her heart, she knew the bond between her and the serpent was far from over. The 7th night. Months passed. Ada grew weaker, paler. Her stomach swelled. Villagers whispered behind her back. Some said she had been bewitched. Others said she had shamed her family. Her father stopped talking to her completely. Her mother prayed every night, begging the spirits to forgive them. Then, one cold night, Ada went into labor. Her screams filled the hut. But when the child finally came, there was no cry. Just silence. She looked down and gasped. It was a baby boy, his eyes green like emeralds. Around his wrist was a tiny mark, the shape of a serpent. Her mother fainted. Ada held the baby close, tears streaming down her face. "Please, please don't take him," she whispered into the night. But she knew what the serpent had said. The 7th night after the birth, she must take the child to the river. On the 7th night, the moon was full. The village slept. Only the wind moved through the trees. Ada wrapped the baby in a white cloth and left the house quietly. Her mother stirred in her sleep but did not wake. The path to the river was long, and every step felt heavier than the last. Her legs trembled, but she didn't stop. When she reached the riverbank, she fell to her knees and began to cry. "Please," she said, looking up at the sky, "if there's any mercy left in this world, don't let me do this." "You must," came the serpent's voice, echoing through the trees. The giant green snake appeared again, rising from the water. "Give me the child," it hissed. "He belongs to the river." Ada shook her head. "No. He's my son. You can't take him. Disobey me," the serpent thundered, "and your village will burn. The rivers will dry. Your family will perish." Ada screamed. "Why me? Why my family?" "Because your mother made a vow," the serpent replied. "And now her blood must pay." The serpent's tail lashed the water, sending waves crashing against the shore. Ada clutched the baby tighter. "I won't let you have him," she cried. Then, the baby began to cry for the first time. A soft, haunting wail. Ada looked down, and saw that his eyes were no longer green. They had turned brown, human. She gasped. "Wait, he's changing." The serpent stopped, its eyes narrowing. "Give him to me," it commanded. "No," Ada said firmly. "You said I wasn't meant to leave this place alive that night, but I did. Maybe your power is not as strong as you think." The serpent roared, the sound shaking the ground. "You dare defy the spirits?" Ada raised her hand, tears blinding her eyes. "I am not afraid anymore. If I must die, I'll die as a mother, not a servant of the river." Lightning flashed across the sky. The serpent lunged toward her, but before it could strike, the baby's cry grew louder, echoing like thunder. A bright light burst from the child's tiny body, and the serpent recoiled, hissing in pain. "What is this?" it screamed. The light spread across the river, turning the water gold. The serpent writhed, then vanished into the depths. Ada collapsed, clutching her child as the waves calmed. The air grew still. The curse was broken. When dawn came, villagers found Ada lying by the river, holding her baby close. Her mother rushed to her side, tears streaming down her face. "Ada. My child." Ada smiled weakly. "Mama, he's safe now." The baby cooed softly, his eyes warm and brown. There was no sign of the serpent's mark anymore. From that day, Ada's story spread across villages, the girl who defied the river spirit to save her child. But every night, when the wind blew through the trees, she could still hear a faint hissing sound, as if the serpent was whispering from the depths of the river. The blood of the river never truly dries. And sometimes, when her son walked by the stream, the water rippled, like it was greeting him. Some say the river still remembers her name. If you ever walk by the water at night, and hear a soft hiss, don't look back. No promise made to darkness can ever bring peace. The choices of one generation can become the curse of the next, but courage and love can break even the oldest chains. Obedience saves lives. Ada's disobedience to her mother's warning opened the door to something she could not control. Sometimes, listening to simple advice can protect us from hidden dangers. Curiosity can be costly. The night she went to the stream, her curiosity and carelessness led her into a spiritual trap. Not everything strange needs to be explored. Evil often comes disguised as kindness. The serpent's offer seemed harmless at first, but behind it was destruction. Always be cautious when promises come from dark or unknown sources. Our actions echo beyond the moment. One decision made out of fear or pride can affect generations. Every choice carries a consequence, even when we think no one is watching. Silence can be dangerous. Ada's decision to hide the truth from her parents made her suffer alone. Speaking out can bring help and protection. Some battles are spiritual, not physical. Not every problem can be solved with strength or weapons, some require faith, wisdom, and courage to face the unseen. Light always reveals the truth. Darkness hides secrets, but the truth will always find its way out, no matter how long it takes. Destiny can be twisted but not destroyed. Even when cursed, Ada's spirit shows that no darkness can fully erase one's purpose if courage remains. The heart knows when something is wrong. Never ignore that quiet feeling that warns you. It's often the voice of protection. Fear gives power to evil, courage breaks it. The moment Ada stopped running and faced her fear, she began to understand her strength. If this story touched your heart, tell me what you think Ada should have done that night at the river. Would you have obeyed the serpent, or fought for your child like Ada did? What if this curse still exists today? Would you dare fetch water from that river at night? Do you believe Ada truly broke the curse, or did she only begin a new one? Tell me in the comments, do you think love is stronger than the spirit world?